The rumors are that Diddy was running some kind of Epstein-type deal where he was filming everybody.
These are the Diddy pictures Hollywood doesn't want you to see. Every A-list celebrity from Leonardo DiCaprio to Mariah Carey can be seen partying.
Diddy might not be the only one facing jail time, as these celebs are allegedly rotting in prison or could be joining him behind bars. The names on this list are shocking, and trust me, the last one you never could have expected. So without wasting time, let's get into these messy details. Diddy is behind bars right now in Brooklyn, accused of forcing workers and women to participate in hours-long activities, trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Now, it's increasingly clear that for Diddy to pull off what he did for so long, he couldn't have conceivably done it all by himself. And very disturbing is the fact that there are a host of individuals who are complicit, if not implicit, in all this mess. Let's check them all out. Number 1. Cuba Gooding Jr. It all started when Diddy's former music director, Rodney Lil Rod Jones Jr., filed a lawsuit against the rapper for assault and harassment, basically claiming that Diddy forced him to engage in activities for his pleasure. But there's an even darker side to his lawsuit. Jones claims Diddy was trying to him for homosexuality. In the lawsuit, Jones explains an incident on Diddy's yacht with actor Cuba Gooding Jr. Well, what you're about to hear is not only disturbing, but it's also disgusting, especially because Cuba happens to be one of Hollywood's biggest stars. Now, Jones claims that Diddy introduced him to Cuba while they were in Diddy's rented yacht earlier in 2023 in the U.S. Virgin Islands. During the introduction, Diddy asked Cuba and Jones to feel comfortable with each other and to get to know each other better. Left to themselves in the makeshift studio on the yacht, Cuba allegedly began to touch Jones inappropriately. In Jones' own words, he said Cuba began touching, groping, and fondling his legs, his upper inner thighs near his the small of his back near his buttocks, and his shoulders. So Jones, who was already uncomfortable with the whole drama, leaned away from Cuba and rejected his advances, but Cuba apparently did not stop until Jones had to forcibly push him away. Y'all, take a look at the actual photo evidence for yourselves and let us know in the comments if this doesn't look fishy at all. And here's the kicker. Jones believes Diddy was him to pass him off to his friends when he introduced Jones to Cuba and allegedly suggested that Cuba get to know Jones better. But hold on, it's not the first time Cuba's been accused of sexual assault or harassment. In fact, Cuba pleaded guilty for forcibly kissing a nightclub worker back in 2018. Fortunately for him, he was permitted to withdraw that plea. Instead, he pleaded guilty to a non-criminal harassment violation because he had completed 6 months of alcohol and behavior counseling. Even worse, Cuba settled a $6 million civil lawsuit that accused him of a woman in his hotel room in New York. And why would he settle such a lawsuit if he isn't guilty? Number 2, JayZ, also known as Sean Carter. Basically, Jay and Diddy have been longtime friends, even though Jay recently denied having any relationship with Diddy, which we'll discuss later in this video. So Jay's been accused of shady dealings in the past, and some of his creepy dealings have been connected to Diddy. Now, JayZ and Diddy have been accused of having relationships with underage girls, and to make it worse, Jay has been allegedly linked to the death of Aaliyah. Aaliyah was a plane crash following some dark conspiracy of changing her flight plans and the pilot. In fact, upon carrying out an autopsy on the pilot, it was discovered that he had in his urine and traces of alcohol in his stomach. But the worst part of Aaliyah's death was that her music director, Hype Williams, did not fly in the same plane he had booked and insisted for Aaliyah to fly back to the US. Well, Dame Dash said it better.
She actually saw the plane. She, we had the Blackberries, and she said, I don't like this plane. And I was like, well, don't get on it. And she was like, well, I got to because I got work to do.
Now the question is, who was Hype working with? It seems like he definitely knew the plane was going to crash, and if not, why didn't he fly with them? And there's more to Jay's alleged creepy dealings. So Jay was accused in a lawsuit of a 13-year-old girl in 2000, allegedly with Diddy. The shocking details of the incident will get some chills into you. According to the accuser's lawsuit, Holmes aggressively approached plaintiff with a crazed look in his eyes, grabbed her, and said, "You are ready to party." Now, the anonymous accuser, who goes by Jane Doe, said the assault happened after she was driven to an MTV Video Music Awards after party. Jay, however, called the allegations idiotic and accused Busby, the attorney who filed the suit, of being engaged in unprofessional behavior. While Jay and Diddy have denied these allegations of the then 13-year-old Jane Doe, other evidence submitted in court shows Diddy's behavior at his booze-fueled parties where he allegedly men, women, and minors, many of them being famous celebrities.
Out of those 8 videos, 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women, how many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
Now here's the shocker. Jay's attorney is bribing actual victims and accusers to sue Busby and his law firm. And why would Jay's lawyers be bribing people unless Jay is, after all, guilty of the same allegations he's been denying? Number 3, Beyonce. So in the lawsuit filed by Jane Doe, who claimed that Jay and Diddy raped her, she added that there was another celebrity present, a female celebrity referred to only as Celebrity B. Now, the role of Celebrity B was to watch the men, Jay and Diddy, take turns with the girl. But here's the kicker. The internet thinks if Celebrity A was identified as JayZ, then Celebrity B is none other than Beyonce, considering the couple are basically always together. And there's more. Beyonce's solo career took a sudden leap into spotlight after the untimely death of Aaliyah, and according to some people, Beyonce is not entirely innocent of whatever led to the death of Aaliyah. Well, Jaguar Wright rightly puts it when she said,
"By the way, wasn't this all around the time when Aaliyah died and Beyonce's solo career was struggling?"
Also, some fans have one or two to say about the conspiracy theory behind Aaliyah's death. One user said, "So we're just gonna act like she wasn't sacrificed? Y'all not ready. Y'all not ready." Another person said Aaliyah was sacrificed for Beyonce's career. Blood sacrificed to make way for Beyonce? Number 4, Mary J. Blige. Mary and Diddy's relationship goes as far back as his Puffy Flavor mentorship days. Yep, Mary was part of Diddy's infamous mentorship program called the Puffy Flavor Camp. But get this, it wasn't just mentorship they had going on between them, as word got around that Diddy was getting intimate with Mary. Even worse, Mary allegedly got pregnant by Diddy, but unfortunately, Diddy made sure the pregnancy was terminated, probably because he knew fans wouldn't support the idea that he was cheating on Kim with Mary. But that's not all, y'all. I mean, Jaguar claims Diddy used Mary J. Blige to force Cassie to freak off against her will. In her own words, Jaguar said,
"She the original Young Miami. That's why he always got a group. Yeah, the Cassie and the Marie."
Now here's an explosive revelation from Mary. After Diddy's arrest, a video interview of Mary's confession of what happened to Aaliyah surfaced on the internet, in which Mary says Aaliyah's death was a murder which was spiritually orchestrated to use her soul to boost the careers of some very powerful people in the industry.
This is my crew. We put, the stylist and gave everybody their drinking. This, I don't even know what to say. I just know that was a murder. You know what I'm saying? That was a spiritual murder, whether people know it or not. Because God don't kill people. You know what I'm saying? Whether people know it or not. And I could go deep, but a lot of people I would have to really bring proof. You know what I'm saying? For what I learned. And she just was cut down in the prime of her life. And it's so unfair. And it wasn't time. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, I believe it wasn't her time to go, because from what I know, it ain't supposed to go down like that. And just simple obedience, like, your gut always warns you. That's that your gut never lies to you. And something like luggage and clothes.
Although Mary did not identify these industry high profiles, fans believe Jay and Diddy may have an idea of what Mary's talking about. Whether Mary was forced to become Diddy's accomplice or she willingly helped Diddy out with his crazy behavior remains unknown. However, we do know Mary and Diddy were super close. As a matter of fact, many people think the unidentified Celebrity B in the Jane Doe case might be Mary because of the very reason that she once allegedly helped Diddy to force Cassie to perform some freak-offs against her will. Number 5, Jennifer Lopez. While we still have no idea who the infamous Celebrity B is, Lopez has kept quiet about anything and everything that's related to Diddy. But here's the gist. Lopez dated Diddy from 1999 to 2001. In fact, Diddy and Lopez broke up just 5 months after the alleged assault of that then 13-year-old girl took place.
We have no idea who they are, and I'm certainly not saying or suggesting that Celebrity B is J-Lo. We have no idea who this woman is claiming these people are. But Jennifer Lopez is one of the many celebrities who has not said anything about the allegations made against Sean Combs, and many people have wanted her to say something, anything really.
Also, Lopez and Diddy were arrested in 1999 for a nightclub shooting after they were spotted in Times Square. Although Lopez was later released without charge for the shooting, she and Diddy broke up in 2001. She later revealed that Diddy was not faithful to her while they were together. Apart from being unfaithful to Lopez, Diddy was allegedly a total creep with her. Listen to this.
Former Playboy model claims Sean Diddy Combs made her watch a Jennifer Lopez music video on repeat at one of his freak-offs.
The question therefore is, was Lopez more of a victim than an accomplice? Is there a possibility that she's gonna rot in jail with Diddy? I'd like to hear from you in the comments section below, and don't forget to follow this channel for more videos like this.